Warning, warning. Two idiots are reading the SCP files over the intercom. Please like and subscribe! Monkey. Welcome back to Discovering SCP.
I was taking a drink, you little shit. I almost spit it all over my keyboard.
Welcome back to
Yes.
Discovering Drink. It's me, Tanhony.
Yes.
You've heard of me, right? I've been in here before. This is Darnell,
Yeah,
you know
and
him.
it's me, Darnell, yes.
We're the same people
I have
you know and
mostly
love.
finished. Yeah, nothing happened to the Tanhony and Darnell, and they are completely safe. I mean,
We're the
we are
same
completely
people.
safe. Yeah, and it's not a big deal. So let's move on.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
we always
Exactly, finally.
How many SCPs do we have today?
None. I hate SCPs and no tails either. We're not reading anything
Me too.
today.
This is... Alright, let's do something else for the podcast.
No.
Tanhony, what are your top 15 colors?
Let's see. Actually, before we get, if I can think of 15 colours, I like red. I like purple.
Okay, red's top.
I like blue.
Mhm.
I like green. No,
Uh-huh,
I've not
someone
ranked
write this
these. I'm
down.
going to rank them afterwards. I like
Okay.
pink. I like salmon.
Okay.
I like cyan. I like ultraviolet. I like black.
Mhm.
I like white. I like grey. Platinum, of course. How many of these now?
Platinum? Like 12, I think.
Silver. I like silver.
Okay, now you're just naming different variations of gray.
No, silver's different than grey. It's shiny.
What about orange?
Orange. Blood orange. Dark red.
Oh.
I've gone above and beyond. That's 16 now.
Yeah, that's 16.
The bit's over. I don't know what this bit was. It's mutated over the course of 2 minutes.
How many
Indecipherable.
SCPs? How many SCP/Tails/whatever the fuck you prepared do we have?
1, 2, 3, SCP. Woo!
I knew you prepared some SCPs, you old bastard. Alright, link me
Welcome
the
to
first
the
one.
SCP podcast. Let's get into it.
I do have to admit, I didn't have the chance to check the comments on the last episode, so when we read them at the end, I will pick them as we go.
Unfiltered.
Unfiltered. Alright, so what is the first SCP you have?
The first
today?
SCP we have for today, I'm glad you asked, Darnell. It is SCP-3466, and it's called Only Bird Brains Live the American Dream by Dark Stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you're American, is
It's
this
nice
thing?
and short. What was the title again?
Only Bird Brains Live the American Dream.
Hey.
Is it
Hey.
true?
Well, I know Bird Boy lives the American dream. I don't know about Bird Brains, though.
I say. Well, let's get into it. Let's
And
find
this
out
was
what's
written
going
by Dark Stuff?
Yeah, Dark Stuff.
Dark Stuff. He's got a lot of thingies on his karma ticker or whatever, so he must be a pretty big deal.
Dark Stuff. Maybe this one was some dark stuff in it.
Are we going to read these little documents on the
Yes.
side that are down here? Okay.
The side?
Alright, let's begin.
What do you mean the side?
Or, you know what I mean. Fucking
cover-
read the damn SCP.
Pincer
All
attack.
you had to do was read the damn SCP, Tanhony!
Tanhony vs. Kong. Do it. I don't know the song. Item number SCP-3466. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. Full containment is deferred to GOI 466, Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, as per the Boring Agreement. What does this mean?
Wah, wah.
Well,
I don't know, but there's a footnote.
Let's read the footnote and find out. Following the Ursus Maritimus incident of 2008, the Boring Agreement was created as a binding document which allows Wilson's Wildlife Solutions to handle the containment of Euclid or safe fauna-based anomalies within Clackamas County under supervision of the SCP Foundation. Interesting.
So like a non-SCP organization holds animal SCPs that are safe for Euclid?
In
That
this
doesn't
specific
seem
county.
safe. That doesn't seem safe at all.
Well, it is. In summary of the Fourth Amendment of the Boring Agreement, instances of SCP-3466 are provided with activities that emulate employment and provided pay.
Oh, it's made by the GOI. Never mind. I thought it was just like a wildlife place. It's like, just leave them there. It'll be fine. Put him in the zoo. Who cares?
In case of a containment breach in which SCP-3466 is unable to be retrieved by the GOI, Site-64's local MTF Beta-4 castaways, an MTF assigned to assist the GOI in containment, as well as to monitor activities to ensure they do not break any contracts in the boring agreement, is to assume full containment of the SCP and keep them within the confines of Site-64's Avery enclosure. Site-64 is to implement backup containment procedures detailed further in the Fourth Amendment of the Boring Agreement. For more details on the Boring Agreement, contact Site-64 administration for an up-to-date copy.
Can I admit something to you, Tan, going forward, so you won't be mad at me?
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong with me, but the last few days my head has been completely empty, and I'm worried that I have some sort of damage. So if I am asking you even more often... So if I'm asking you even more often than not what the fuck's going on, please be patient with me, because I literally cannot retain anything.
Well, what do you think is going on from what we've got so far?
I think so far that there's a guy who was named Boring who made this agreement, but I think that's not relevant. I think it's just funny to say it's a boring agreement. And basically, the GOI found this thing first, so the SCP Foundation did not step on their toes. Was like, fine, you can contain it, but we're going to watch over it. But it's interesting because the GOI wants to kill anomalous things, so the fact that they're willing to contain it means
GOI
it's something
isn't
that
GOC
they don't...
there, sorry.
Oh, fuck, then I don't know.
It says that it was GOI.
I got lost.
If you look.
Okay, so Wilson's Wildlife Solutions is a group of interest. It's not a subsidiary of the GOC. Okay, see what I mean? My head's fucking empty. I don't know what's going on. Don't ask for my opinions. Yeah.
Well, let's find out more. Description. The SCP is a large murder of American crows, Corvus Brachydian, which makes permanent residence in I just like summoned Sauron. I don't know what happened there.
You were like you were giving all your energy and everything you had to pronounce that species name.
Which makes permanent residence in Clackamas County, Oregon, in particular in the town of Boring. Testing on crows in this murder commonly yields higher than average scores in problem solving, communication, facial recognition, and initiative, as compared to other crows of similar species in the same region. Instances of the SCP also appear to have a heightened sense of currency in business, bordering on sapient though not confirmed. Whether the SCP uses anomalous methods to obtain real estate, business licenses, and other legal papers required to run a restaurant in the USA is currently under investigation.
Wait, what? Okay, is my head just empty, or did that literally come out of nowhere?
That did intentionally come out of nowhere, yes.
Okay, so I'm not insane.
The influence of an outside entity has not yet been ruled out.
So the crows either rule a restaurant, or they used a very odd thing. They just happened to mention they had the papers to run a restaurant.
30 crows in a trench coat went to the bank.
Yeah, so maybe this is about a crow restaurant, and they feed people.
Initial reports of unusual behavior occurred on 3/16/2013, so many years ago. This wasn't written all that long ago, right?
Holy shit.
It wasn't written in 2013.
Shit, almost 8 years ago.
No, 2018.
Almost 8 years ago.
Thank God,
but
2018.
the date, the date in the paper... The date in the paper, though, is almost 8 years. 3/16/2013 compared to 2/3/2021.
When the GOI received and shared several phone calls asking for immediate help with aggressive birds. All callers were attacked outside the homes. Many mentioned several takeout food boxes on their doorsteps. Transcript of the call.
Yeah, a little transcript. Alright, do you want to be caller or respondent?
Can I be respondent? Because this is like a call center, right? So I can do this.
Yeah, you're Wilson. You can do this.
Caller calls GOI 466. An employee of the GOI picks up, hereby referred to as respondent. Hello, you've reached Wilson's Wildlife. Is this about the birds?
Yes, have other people been attacked? They're outside my house and pecking at the windows!
Please remain calm.
They're smart! They're damn smart, they are! They baited me. They left Burger King outside my door and attacked when I picked it up!
Yes, so some of us have reported similar...
They stole my money! They have my wallet! They took it right out of my pocket!
Yes, some of us have reported similar occurrences. They should return your wallet.
Oh, okay. Wait, what?
So far they've been returning the wallets with some of the change gone. Now listen, we need you to tell us your address so we can take care of the situation. Sir?
They left.
Have you suffered any injuries, any structural damage?
No, they just left.
Oh, so do you still require assistance?
No, I think I'll be good. Scared shitless, but otherwise alright. Later?
Beep. Interesting.
Now I gotta call Comcast and yell at them about my internet.
Following this incident, local agents reported back to nearby Site 64, but it was deemed a mundane occurrence of unusually intelligent crows. Confirmed anomalous status and containment was achieved 4 months later following Incident 2. I wonder what happened in Incident 2. Establishment of SCP-3466 run business. On 7/20/2013, a Burger King opened in a previously abandoned building by a lot on the Clackamas-Boring Highway. Following a call reporting the new chain, which had not been reported to be under construction, to be full of crows and devoid of staff, GOI 466 sent 2 employees to the scene. The following document was shared with the SCP Foundation following the confirmation of anomalous activity surrounding the crows. What GOI 466 classified as slightly unusual on the unusuality scale.
Right.
Look at this pleasing green colour.
Yeah, what is this, Grubhub?
Response to fast food crows. Goal: discover enhance functions any pertinent information on the Crow Run Burger King chain on the Clackamas
Hold on,
Boring
what the
Highway.
fuck? Hold on. Where's Boring located again?
I don't know. I just thought it would
Oregon.
be a
Do you
funny
think that's
voice.
what people from Oregon sound like?
I just thought it would be a funny voice to do wildlife stuff with. Why don't you do it with your Oregon accent, your Oregoni accent?
My accent's pretty much already Oregon.
Read it then.
You sure?
Yeah.
Want me to read it in
Do you
my
want me-
normal
otherwise,
voice?
I can read an impression of you.
Oh wait, no, it's not. I lied. I'm stupid as fuck. Oregon is on the west coast. I thought it was a city. Okay, I'm fucking retarded. I'm dumb.
You're talking shit to me. You don't even know where Oregon is.
Listen, I told you my head empty today. I can't think. You do.
But you're chiding me for it.
I'm dumb. Okay, you do your thing.
Discover intents, functions, any pertinent information on the Crow Run Burger King chain on the Clackamas Boring Highway. Hey, it does sound like you. Actors.
I'll kill you.
Investigator / Veva Fanucci. Second investigator, Justin Chickadee Harp. Caller, Vincent Plymouth. Respondent, Gary Harp. Let's do this. Report. From Feather Fanucci. Gary got the call from a man, Vincent Plymouth, that there was a Burger King on the Clackamas Boring Highway. And myself and Chickadee geared up and went to the site of the incident. Went inside and all the crows were actually doing jobs. They focused on us and we decided to move towards the counter where a bird with a big Burger King hat was on the cash register. The menu was all chicken scratch, but the pictures were all what was expected, so we ordered 2 cheeseburgers and a large fries. They couldn't understand what we said, so we pointed at the items on the menu, and some birds in the kitchen got to work. I would love to go to this Burger King. We decided to let the situation play itself out and assess its threat and set at one of the tables. In about 30 minutes, we had our cheeseburgers brought to us. They forgot the fries. And they were normal Burger King burgers, unsure how they got the ingredients, and they take it to your table? This is better than an actual Burger King. After we were done, the crow from behind the counter brought us blank receipt paper. We estimated that 2 cheeseburgers were probably $2, so we put down 2 $1 bills. They did seem to understand that, so remembering the takeout incident from a few moments back, Chickadee put down some coins. The crow seemed very excited, cawing and fluttering about, sharing the coins. Chickadee thought it was amusing.
Crows do like shiny things.
Yeah. Chickadee thought it was amusing and dumped out his whole coin purse. The crowd went wild. After some noise and coin flinging, they all seemed to calm down. They got quiet. This is capitalism. Look, they've been infected. They got quiet, but piped back up when we got up to leave, so we sat back down.
Do you think just fucking somewhere in a laboratory there's like a scientist with a syringe injecting into a crow and the syringe says capitalism
I
on
understand monetary value now.
Money has value so long as we believe it does. Allow me to serve you at once, master.
They got quiet, but piped back up when we got to leave, so we sat back down. A big crow that carried a tie around...
Yeah, sorry, you finish the sentence.
A big crow that carried a tie around with it gave a deep cackle, and all the crows scattered back into the kitchen or the rest of the building.
My God.
What did you have to say?
So, what do you think this did for Burger King stock?
Skyrocket.
Yo, they got crows and Boring. They got Crow King. Kroger King.
They seemed to guard the door, though, so we remained seated. We didn't think this was a threatening flock, so we didn't want to show any aggression. After a minute of silence, one of them brought us back a Mickey Mouse bobblehead that was clearly dug out of the dirt recently. We smiled, thanked it, and shuffled out the building. I still have the clean bobblehead on the desk, actually. While Hallie had
Wait,
normal...
did someone say bobble? Is that a Tanhony reference?
While highly abnormal, Chickadee and I agree this does not seem to be a threat. I, Feather, suggest a peaceful arrangement.
I had a moment... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
8/1/2013, suggestion has passed.
I had a moment on the server, I think yesterday. Did you see the new Were the Kids animation?
No.
I'll show you it after this. We'll hop in and watch together. But it involved clowns, and I posted it, and everyone was like, bold, and someone was like, bold to post this in the server of the guy who made Bobble. And I was like, I don't
It's
care.
me, I'm Bubble Man.
He's Bobble Man, it's him. He also made Gorefield, right?
It's me, Batman, Bobble the Clown.
Woohoo! I'm like the Joker, but twice as shiny.
I'm the Joker, but more damaged. That's the difference between normal Bubble and the Bubble that turned up in Site 13. The Site 13 Bubble was damaged on his forehead.
Damaged.
They damaged me.
I've taken a critical hit.
So, results. With permission and support, there seems to be a lack of health inspectors. The supervisors have allowed us to staff the Burger King from the same hiring pool that we hire our own workers, and with the same or similar training. See the Fourth Amendment of the Boring Agreement for further details. The Crows seem sad to not be able to staff the restaurant themselves, but we now give them a fraction of the profits, only coins, and allow them in on meetings. We feed them Burger King burgers, and we allow them to deliver takeout to the Wilson's Wildlife Solution offices at night.
I think this is bullshit because Burger King's a franchise, so the Crows had to pay to open it, and they just kind of stole it from them.
I know.
Which is fucked.
Like, the workers... That was a co-op. There was a cooperative Burger King. They all shared the profit between
Yeah, the
them.
wildlife act like they care about these crows. They just want to take the Burger King for themselves.
Morale for both parties has been soaring since then, except for Sarah Gardner. We make sure she doesn't see the birds. As per request, and they aren't allowed with any paraphernalia in public, I, Gary Hart, suggest that we have more meetings. Our black-feathered friends really, really like the meetings. Suggestion has passed. Status, dealt with. Reported, affirmative. Further action expected. Good job, guys.
Alright, so either this is going to end... There's one document left, so either this is going to end really sweetly, or there's something horribly wrong is going to happen in the third act here.
Let's find out. A suspected influence of an outside entity. An MTF Beta 4/GUI 466 joint investigation of the building yielded a scattered pile of legal papers on the desk of the manager's office. Along with all expected papers, a paper that appears to imply the transaction through which the SCP acquired the Burger King was found. The document is transcribed below. Why don't you read it for us?
Okay, hang on. I have to look something up real quick.
So crows are like these black sort of birds.
No, I know what a crow is. I think I know why my head empty, but I have to look more into it later. Okay. Peck your own bird feeder. Business for cheap? Have you ever wanted business? Do you yearn for small, shiny objects? I, Dr. Cawthorn, may be able to help you. Hello, I am Dr. Cawthorn. I have been trained in business, and I know how to get you your very own business. But what is business? All it will take are 4 easy payments of 4 quarters, and I, Dr. Cawthorn, will be able to give you your very own business. You will be able to run it how you want to run it, as long as you sign all of the business papers that I will send to you once the money giving is complete. You may choose from Meat Patties Seller, Meat Slurries Seller, Paper Objects Seller, Lightning Cords Seller, and Dialysis Clinic. You may give your quarters to your local Cawthorn business representative. Have a good day. Jump out of your nest and spread your business wings.
Along with the paper, a pile of business cards promoting a Dr. Cawthorn doctorate in business was found. While some words such as prime dealer of big bird feeders were legible, others such as the phone number and address were written in short vertical marks.
So here's what I'm guessing. This entity is probably a crow as well, but like an anomalous smart crow. And when you buy the business, he makes you smart enough to make the fucking business.
I like the implication that the birds were already smart and they just wanted to get some money.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I really enjoyed this one. I'm gonna refrain on giving ratings today because my head's really empty and I don't want to like miss something and give a worse or better rating than I should, and then people will be like, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just gonna give this one 2 thumbs up.
Night. Just thumbs up that. Oh yeah, because you have two hands. Thank God.
Yeah.
It can only be, it can
Well,
be a one.
I'm not doing traditional ratings while my head empty because I can't, I don't feel like I can be as critical as usually because of my brain empty. I think what happened, Tan, is so I have this like massager thing, right? It's like a little vibrate, and you use it to like get your shoulders,
Your
right?
vibrator.
But
Yeah.
I put it on my head last night for a really long time, and it felt funny. And since then, my head's been kind of empty.
You're too relaxed.
I think I made my brain smooth brain. Obviously not actually, but ever since that happened, I have felt head empty.
It massaged all the wrinkles out of your brain.
That's what I'm worried. I don't think that obviously actually happened, but since I did that, I felt head empty since last night. And
You're
it didn't
too
go
chill.
away with
You're
sleeping.
vibing too much.
I know. I can't think straight. I can't think critically. So 2 thumbs up.
Nice, nice, nice. Wow.
How many thumbs up from you?
2.
Nice.
I like this one because if you give 1 thumbs up, that still means you liked it. Imagine saying 2 thumbs down though. That'd be fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. See, so it's 2 thumbs up, 1 thumb down, 2 thumb down, or just a blank stare for neutral, I guess.
That's the most devastating one, I think. You just stare at
Are
you.
you serious? You wrote that?
Why did you write this? Who thought?
I'm
Why
gonna
did
give
you
this
think?
an upvote arena. Why does it say I need to sign in, bro?
Darnell,
Why do I?
Darnell,
why does
you
it-
can't sign up at full mental capacity. Don't do it.
Why can't I sign in? Let me in.
So while
Alright,
Darnell's
I
trying
can
to...
give
Oh,
it
he's
an
in.
upvote now. Yeah,
did
I
that
gave it an
faster than
upvote.
usual.
All right, hit me up. Hit me up with the next one.
The next one. This one is called...
And my smooth
Better-
brain is optimized for speed. It's more aerodynamic.
This one is called Better Safe Than Sorry, and it is again by Dark Stuff.
This one is the number right before the last one.
I know. That's some prime SCP real
Did we read
estate.
them out of order?
No, I read them in proper order. I know, because I was here for the inception of this part of the universe. I was there.
Wow. It's almost like you've been here for 9 years, over a third of your life.
Yeah, I was there for this. None of the other stuff
Actually,
I was
wait.
there for.
This year will make 10 years, right?
Yeah.
You're so fucking old.
I'm not. I'm 25. I'm in the prime of my life.
You've been here more than 9 years then, because I remember you signed up when you were 14. I remember.
That's not official, not according to the official records.
So you've been here over 11 years, almost half of your life.
Let's move on, because you're depressing me now.
I'm sorry, I love you.
So, item number. I can't believe I'm an SCP boomer.
You are! You're one of the OGs, except you were a little baboon when you were OG.
When people say I'm like one of the original SCP guys, that seems like absurd to me, because I remember the original SCP guys when I came here, and they're all gone
Yeah,
to the
but
wind
even
now.
then, they weren't that much more original than you. They were like a year earlier, maybe 2
I know,
years.
but that was like an eternity back then.
Yeah, because you started in 2011, so it's been 10 years now. Holy shit.
Oh,
Fucking
fuck.
old.
Fucking hell. Let's get into it. Item number
fucking hell.
SCP-3465. Object class Formiel. Reclassification as safe pending. Special containment procedures.
So right now it's used to contain something, but it might be a safe later.
SCP-A instances are to be contained inside an aquarium or spread across multiple aquariums as necessary, able to accommodate a large population of turtles. The SCP instances are to be fed a mixture of fish and lettuce twice a day. Research and testing on the SCP is to be approved by project lead Dr. Rodney Ehlers. Any new instances of -A to be reported by GOI 466, Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, and contained in a joint effort by GOI 466 and MTF Beta 4 Castaways, and then transported to Site 64.
So is Wilson's Wildlife Solutions like Dark Stuff's gimmick, or is it just this series we're reading, or is he just adding to like an existing GOI?
So this was like the beginning of this GOI, I believe. Well, yes, I say believe.
Okay.
I know for a fact because I was there, as I said.
Yeah. Tanhony. I was here at its inception, also Tanhony. So like I think it was the beginning, but like
I mean, I was there, but I don't know. But yeah, it was. The
Like,
crow
but
one.
if you're
I'm
in the
pretty
know,
sure
you
was the
know.
first Wilson's Wildlife Solution one.
right.
I'm pretty sure. So description: the SCP is an anomaly affecting western painted turtle Christmas in Oregon, USA.
Tanhony speaking Latin summons the demon inside his soul. That's how he lets out his chuny right arm.
Roughly 1 in every 55, or 1.82% of western painted turtles living in Oregon are affected by the SCP and are thus classified as -A instances.
I wonder if this guy Dark Stuff is also from Oregon, just like Cactus had the thing with Iowa when he lived in Iowa.
Oregon is like inherently like funny though, because you got
Yeah,
the
because
funny
of the
accent.
trail.
The trail. Oh yeah, because that's where everyone died.
Yeah.
Dash A instances are
Oregon
characterized by infertility and an area effect. Footnote: volume differs between instances. Maximum diameter found to be 3.6 meters, inside which animals will become significantly less aggressive.
Wait a minute. Do you think one of these turtles could be Polnareff?
While inside this area of effect, brains of animals are found to increase releases of melatonin, dopamine, and leptin, effectively rendering animals tired, happy, and fulfilling. Darnell, is there a turtle
All
in
right,
the room?
we're going to the turtle place. Finally, I can be happy.
Darnell, there's a
Depression
turtle
cured.
near you. That's why your head empty.
An enemy stand user. I can't defeat him. He's too strong. My head's too empty.
It is believed that this is used by Dash A instances as a defense mechanism, as the effects of the area of the effect, including radius in some cases, increase in potency when a Dash A instance is scared or threatened. And we got a timeline. This is a timeline. Holy
Hold on.
shit. History of containment.
Does this get... Never mind. Continue.
What to do it? Let's find out. So on 01/03/2018, first instances of Dash A discovered, contained by GUI 466 temporarily at their premises. 09/03/2018, Dash A instances relocate to Site 64 upon the creation of appropriate containment units. 12/03/2018, the GOI claims containment rights due to the SCP's status as a safe class anomaly. 17/03/2018, that containment was deferred to them under Foundation supervision. Next day, I'm just going to say next day, and unauthorized access of the SCP's files was detected. Investigation onto its origins begin. And the next day, Dash A instances discovered outside of Oregon's borders, disqualifying the SCP's status as an Oregon-based anomaly. Containment duties attained by the SCP Foundation. This ain't your jurisdiction.
3 days later.
Yeah. The GUI cites their inclusion in the containment of SCP-3153, which is something we won't be getting to today, but I believe is another Wilson world. Instances of which had also been discovered in Northern California as a counter-argument to the delimitarization of the containment efforts. Tim Wilson, head of GOI 466, proposes an addendum to the Boring Agreement which would change wording from based in Oregon to based mostly in Oregon.
Hey, Tanhony, how would you feel if I told you this whole time I wasn't recording?
I'd kill you.
I'm recording.
I'd kill you. Why would you say that now? Why would you do that?
I'm still recording. I just wanted to freak you out, but I realized if I didn't clarify quick enough that you would stop your recording. So I quickly
Dr.
clarified.
2 days later, Dr.
consented.
Rodney Ellers refutes Tim Wilson's proposal, explaining that the SCP is still housed within Site-64 despite the GUI's access to it. 2 days later, Tim Wilson proposes to meet Dr. Rodney Ellers in person to settle the dispute. Fight me IRL. The next day, he denies Tim Wilson's proposal. Coward! Cowardly!
Oh my god.
He denied the boxing match.
This is like the YouTube drama of the SCP
27
community.
And because then you can make content from it.
Why is that such a YouTuber thing that challenged YouTubers to boxing matches? Why the fuck?
That'd be so fucking
I
weird.
guess, but like, can they
challenge
do
you
other
to
sporting
race me.
competitions like a triathlon?
Yeah, but it's like the anger comes out in
There'd be
boxing
way
to
more
let people know.
content though than just boxing. Boxing's like 5 minutes. A triathlon's like a couple hours.
That's too like sensual. Next day,
guess,
the
but, can you just do
27/03/2018,
wrestling?
Tim Wilson contacts Director of Containment Sophia Turner through MTF Beta 4 agent Naomi Vasquez after discovering that letters sent were consistently getting lost or misplaced. And 2 days later, Sophia Turner, this is like some fucked up bureaucracy shit. They're messing with my man Tim. Sophia Turner held a meeting with the Assistant Director of Personnel, Assistant Director of Research, Assistant Site Director, SCP Foundation Ambassador to the GOI, SCP-3465 Project Lead, and Tim Wilson. It was concluded that the proposed amendment to the Boring Agreement was approved and will be properly amended within the month. And then, on the 1st of March... No, not March. That's the 4th month. I know what the 4th month is. April. Oh, yeah. MTF Move Free, highest bidders, which we don't have to look at right now, found a collection of over
April
a dozen
1st, April Fool's
SCP-8
Day.
instances being sold in a GOI 12 Marshall, Carter and Dark held auction.
I want to see more Marshall Carter and Dark because I think we read one of the fans
We'll
things
get
on
to
that,
it,
and I really liked it. And I want more of it, unless it's not like
maybe
that
next
fan
time.
thing.
Maybe
If
next
it's something
time
more
if
boring,
we
I
can put
want
together
to
a good
pass.
list.
But I like those like cool like heist
We're overdue
stories.
to
It was
like
fun.
get to know them, yeah. And then on 08 of 04, 2018, the SCP reclassifies to Formiel due to its newfound latent suppression of mimetic influences. And then the next day, during a count of the instances, 2 were found unaccounted for, and then amendments to the boring agreements legislated. And then the following message was recovered from corrupted data in the Site-64 servers.
Oh no.
Apparently, the document was meant to be sent on the 20th to the board of directors at Site-64, but never delivered properly. Why don't you read it for us?
Oh my god. Okay. I love how they're called Serenity Turtles. Questionable behavior surrounding Serenity Turtles. Hello, this is Tim Wilson. I would just like to say that though tensions have been running a bit high lately, I still consider us friends and am still willing to work under the supervision of you guys. You guys are great, actually. I have friends who have friends in your ranks. I have talked to a lot of the Castaways guys, and you seem to be pretty well comprised of generally nice people. However, recently, as I said, tensions have been running high, and it's all been around these Serenity Turtles. I'm not worried about you guys, mostly just about this one guy. Rodney, or as his friends call him, Hot Rod, has been greatly interfering with what should be Wilson's Wildlife Solutions property. As per the 5th paragraph of the Boring Agreement, Sentence 3, all fauna anomalies which the supervisors designate safe for Euclid class based in Oregon are to be contained by Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, with supervision by the supervisors. Now, these Serenity Turtles you see are based primarily in Oregon, and I am pretty sure that I heard safe being flung around there. We attained possession of the turtles for a short while, but then shortly after getting them all settled into their tank, the Castaways found some turtles up in Washington. Now, what is so suspicious about this to me is that nobody on Castaways who I know was on that mission, and when I talked to them, they said that the mission seemed to come out of nowhere. They talked about how John Schutt said they heard of some reports of similar activity up north, and that he wanted a small group to come with him to check it out. All willing raised their hands, and he picked only the ones who I've never met before. And then they found some turtles far outside of the original field. Okay, so I'm reading it in that voice because the way I'm interpreting this is he's whining because they're trying to take the turtles away, and I presume they're trying to make the turtles thaumiel and take them away because they're like anti-mimetic. That or because everyone wants their happiness abilities. But it could also be that there's like some underhanded shit going on with the Foundation that he's catching on to.
I think the implication is unhanded though, yeah.
Okay, but I also like the idea that he's just being a little baby about it, so I'm going to continue that way.
Maybe tone it down a little bit, because it's getting like increasingly whiny.
No more turtles have been found in that area. I checked myself. I and some friends fished up there for a little trip one day, and we searched for those turtles. They weren't there. No turtles. I don't want to be caught on a technicality, and I just want to say that those friendipedes have been found outside of Oregon, and we are still proudly a part of their capture and containment. I am sure you have more important things to contain at your site. We have tangentially heard of some pretty big things, you know, scary stuff, scary robot stuff. So, as per the Boring Agreement, it would be real nice if we could get those Serenity Turtles back. Oh, and I am certain we could give them better housing than that Rodney fellow. I've seen those tanks and they are filthy. Tim Wilson.
Through investigation, the SCP project lead Dr. Rodney Ellers, Hot Rod, and MTF Beta 4 Captain John Schutt. That sounds like a Doom protagonist name.
John Schutt. He's like fucking unloading a shotgun into a demon. I don't have time for these turtles, man.
Have been found guilty of the following infractions against the Special Containment Procedures Foundation. Uh-oh. It's weird to have it written that way.
I know, right?
Manipulation of postal communication and transactions in Site-64. Interference with MTF Beta 4 actions objectives. Interference with GUI 466 actions objective. Unauthorized editing of SCP documentation. Unauthorized transportation of Dash-A instances. Unauthorized interactions and transactions with GUI 12, which is Marshall Carter and Dark. Abuse of position for personal gain.
So they were trying to sell the happiness turtles for money.
For this, both Dr. Hot Rod and John Schutt will be removed from their positions and properly reprimanded. It is believed that over 8 individuals aided Dr. Hot Rod and John Schutz, or otherwise intentionally failed to report the behaviors of a monetary gain.
You're cutting out so much for me. I'm hearing like 2 words every couple of seconds.
I'm sorry, well, I can't do
It's okay, I'm reading
that.
along, so just keep going.
Investigation will continue to bring those who have worked with Dr. Hot Rod, John Schutz, or GOI-12 at Site-64 to light, and all found guilty will be given proper punishment for their actions. It pains the board of directors to see such a lively community of defectors alive at Site-64. Following the reclassification to safe, full containment of the SCP will be transferred to GOI-466, as well as a formal apology. Site-64 Director Edgar Holman.
Oh, he's Site Nintendo 64. Nice. I give this article a 2 thumbs up. Nice work, Dark
liked
Stuff.
it.
I liked it.
They tried to do Wilson dirty, it didn't work.
They tried to do what?
They tried to do Wilson dirty.
Fucked up.
Messed up.
And I played him off as the whiny guy because I thought he was being a little baby, but really he was epic the whole time.
He cares about the turtles, man. He loves the animals.
That's what
He's like Nigel Thornberry.
That's what it's all about. It's all about the animals. I'm gonna give this one an upvote. All right, what's the third and final animal you've got for me today? I hope it's like a crayfish of some kind or a lobster.
This one is called... This one is called There Are Wasps Inside Your Microwave, and they're stinging you right now.
Oh no.
And it's by Raffley.
I don't want them to sting. Make them stop, Tan.
It's not up to me.
Yes, it is.
And this one is by Raffley.
I'll kill you.
Let's get into it. Item number, SCP-3160. Object class, Euclid. Special containment procedures. As detailed in the Boring Agreement, the SCP is currently contained primarily by GOI-466, Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, with a limited degree of Foundation oversight. All specimens comprising the SCP are kept in enclosure at Wilson's Wildlife Solutions HQ and fed daily in accordance with Nutritional Chart 3160-1. No objects other than those required for feeding or maintenance have been introduced to the SCP enclosure. Object APOL is to be kept at the center of the SCP's enclosure. Twice a day, it's to be doused in pheromones via an automatic dispersal system so as to encourage the SCP to remain close to it. Francesco Saul, the creator of Object APOL, is to be kept on site as a containment consultant so as to perform any conceptual maintenance that the object requires. What do you think so far?
Okay, so they have... Oh, wait, they did your nutritional chart trick.
Still.
Did you get that from him? Did you get that from him, or did he get it from you?
I think I did get it originally from Raffley, I think.
Well played. This is also by Dark Stuff, right?
No, this is by Raffley.
Raffley, sorry, fuck. I'll be honest, Tan, I had emptied there for a second, so I missed most of it, but it seems like it's mosquitoes, and they are at Wilson's, correct?
The SCP is called There Are Wasps Inside Your Microwave, and they're stinging you right now.
Alright, sorry. Let me just go over it again. I'm sorry, my head's empty
You
today.
need a minute?
Yeah, my head's empty. Let me just read through this on my own. Hang on.
Just sort of get yourself some new wrinkles.
Eliminated degree... Hang on. I'm trying to get the wrinkles back in my head. Degree of foundation oversight, all specimens comprising... Okay, they're kept in a thing. They're kept in the solution. No objects other than those required for feeding are to be introduced. They're kept in an on-site as a contain... Okay, the creator of Object APOL, which we don't know what that is, right? He's the consultant for them. Okay, yeah, so right now we know that this is a thing, and they're kept in the thing. But we know it's called mosquitoes that are in your microwave, so that's probably how they were found.
Okay, so description. SCP-3160 is the collective designation for, at the time of writing, 129 yellow jacket wasps, capable of shifting from a physical state to a conceptual one.
I don't want to deal with conceptual wasps. Is that why we can't swat them? Because they just become conceptual, like fucking Fate?
When an specimen is threatened... When a specimen of the SCP is threatened, it will cease existing physically and attach itself to the conceptual framework of a nearby object.
I love conceptual because before SCP, I was on like the Fate roleplay with you, right? And I was introduced to Fate, so all I think about is like the edgy figures with their phantasms. And it's just like, it's a conceptual wasp! He's using his noble phantasm to enter the microwave!
What?
It's so dumb.
While conceptually attached to an object, the specimen of the SCP is also present within all objects with a similar conceptual framework within a radius of 10 kilometers.
Okay, so like if it's in a can, all things that count as a can, it will also be in.
Within
right?
10 kilometers, yeah.
Within 10 kilometers, yeah.
The SCP can also emerge physically from any such object within that radius, making their conceptual properties an effective form of escape as well as concealment.
That reminds me of I'm so sorry for interrupting. Are you upset? That sounded like an upset inhale.
I'm seething.
I was gonna say that reminds me of the shark stand from JoJo Part 5 that can like enter the different liquids and like zoop around.
The wasp in my soup.
Boom! Menacing.
While in its conceptual form, the SCP can physically interfere with any organism within a meter of any of the objects it is inhabiting. This interference takes the form of numerous repeated stings, often encouraging the organism to retreat further away from the object. These stings have been shown to have no properties outside of those expected from a normal yellow jacket wasp.
I take it their containment's very bare, and the reason no objects except food are given is so they can't conceptual themselves out.
Well, we'll see, won't we? The SCP
Jesus,
came to the attention of the Foundation after GOI 466, Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, requested assistance in its containment. After the SCP attached themselves to a microwave, numerous citizens of Boring, Oregon reported receiving large amounts of wasp stings while in their kitchens. Through a joint effort by the Foundation's Conceptual Department and Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, all specimens of the SCP were successfully expelled from the microwave and brought into initial containment.
Oh, fuck.
And then Addendum 1. Following numerous containment breaches caused by the SCP conceptually attaching themselves to the walls and floor of their enclosure, it was decided that new containment procedures were required. Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, with limited funding provided by the Foundation, commissioned Francesco Sol, an artist, which is anomalous artist there, known to have experience in conceptual engineering, to provide a conceptually unique installation for the SCP.
I know they're not using synonyms because it's hard to think of ones that make sense for conceptual, but seriously, like, take a shot for every time you hear the word conceptual and you will die. You will die. You will go to hell and die. It'll happen. Don't do it.
This installation, referred to as Object APOL, was completed on 03/11/2016. Sol is currently kept on site at Wilson's Wildlife Solutions HQ for the purpose of maintaining it. As the only identifying concept belonging to Object APOL is being Object APOL, rather than possessing the concepts of its numerous components, specific physical description of it is not
that's
possible.
Clever. So they do it. They designed it in a way, and they don't write things down so that its whole concept is just being Object APOL, right?
Yeah.
But wouldn't people accidentally consider it a containment and then they could go into other containers?
That's why you got to get a weird anomalous artist in to do it.
I suppose so.
When Object APOL is inhabited by a specimen of the SCP, the fact that no other objects with its conceptual framework exist means that the SCP cannot use it to escape or influence anything outside their enclosure. Upon the termination of his contract involving SCP containment, Sol has agreed to undergo amnestic therapy to remove all memories of his creating Object APOL. This ensures that he cannot recreate it in the future and potentially compromise containment of the SCP. Frequent complaints from Sol regarding being stuck in some nowhere town suggest it will seek an end to his employment in the near future.
Oh, I'm giving this nub vote 2 thumbs up and a feels bad for Sol. Better call Sol. Am I right?
Fool.
If you need to contain some mosquitoes, you better call Sol.
You fool! You fool!
What?
Roughly does not exist! It's me!
You bastard! You wrote this? No wonder you used conceptual so much, because you're a Fate nerd. You probably fucking... This was when we were still role-playing there. You probably had it in your brain. You were like, conceptual. I knew there were too many conceptuals.
Roughly.
It sounded like Rowley from what's it called? But I didn't want to make fun of the name in case it was a real person.
Roughly.
I knew it!
I think I've actually said the word roughly to you as a suggestion for a fake writer name.
I think you have. Not, but I'm too smooth brain to remember. You struck me
know,
with a
it's a good
smooth brain.
bandage.
It was funny though because I was like, this sounds like some shit we would hear on Fate, and sure enough, this was written by you at the time we were doing Fate roleplay.
I thought you figured me out in the special containment procedures. Like, oh, they used your chart thing. I'm like, yeah, that's weird.
You used conceptual so many fucking times. That's too many conceptuals, Tan. You would die.
You didn't even notice. You didn't even realize.
You know what?
That
I was going to give this 2 thumbs up. I was giving this 2 thumbs up because I liked it. Now I'm curling my big toe up to give you 3 thumbs up for tricking me.
Tanhony's trick.
I never thought you'd trick me again, but I was so smooth brain I didn't check the history.
I know, I saw my opportunity.
Believed Raffley.
Raffly. Who the fuck
And
is
the nutritional
Raffly?
chart thing. Oh my god, people were probably laughing
You
their ass
even
off in the
mentioned
video.
it.
Yeah, I was like,
I
oh
was
wow,
like,
that
yeah,
sounds like
that's kind
something
of
you
weird.
read. You're like, maybe I did get it from this guy. I should have known that was a
remember
lie
Raffly.
because your SCPs using that came before this one did. Fuck. Roughly. If you ever see something with nutritional chart, it was probably written by Tan. Heads
It was
up.
definitely written by me. I don't think anyone else does it.
He's so lazy.
What do you mean? Do you want to hear about how I'm getting like wasp grain?
No,
stuff
no,
in
but
the-
you could just
the
not bring
inside?
up what they feed. Just say they give them special.
Yeah, it
food
fills
or
out
whatever.
some space.
Oh my god,
It
Tanhony
makes the-
admits
it
he's
makes the
filling
containment
space.
procedures look bigger. If it's
Oh my
tiny,
God!
the eyes.
I noticed that's why you
The
position
shape
the
of the
image that way
page
too,
is
so it makes
important.
this. You also made the picture so it makes the SCP look longer.
Exactly.
I love it because I'm teasing you for being lazy, but that's actually really good writing practice. I appreciate your graphic design is your passion.
It is.
I also
Just watch
now
the
feel bad that I
text,
totally
make it
had
look bigger.
emptied the whole. I had emptied the whole SCP part. I'm so sorry. That was
Tell
cool,
me
Tan.
what. Tell me what you.
I cannot believe what is this episode 50?
And I got you again.
Yeah, I never thought you would get me again, and after like 30 episodes, you did.
Well, what?
Alright.
And we've been introduced to Wilson's Wildlife Solution, perhaps the most wholesome
they're
group
cool.
of interest.
Yeah, it seems like they just watch animals and care about animals, and that's dope.
It's just like an animal shelter.
Animal shelter
Maybe
for
you-
anomalous animals.
Maybe
Do you
you
think
could
there's-
work at
is
Wilson's
there, like,
Wildlife
an-
Solutions.
Do you think there's like an SCP equivalent of like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, of like conceptually induced SCPs?
Almost certainly.
That'd be kind of
Well,
neat.
maybe. One of our viewers can write something up for that. I won't read it, though.
Oh, I read one fan's thing and it took a long time.
Well, you did what?
Remember I told you, I like reviewed, someone sent me a thing and I reviewed it and I was like, did I sound too mean?
You
And you were like, no.
interact with them?
Not all the time, because they're a bad influence on me.
I told you not to speak to the fans.
Tanhony's like Wall Street and you guys are like the everyday citizens and he's very angry at you right now. You're
I
daring to
hate
talk
my
to
fans.
me, aka buy
I-
GameStop.
I hate the Discovering SCP fans.
I like
Let's read
them.
some
I think
comments.
they're nice. Yeah, let me pull up the...
I'm gonna nastily read some comments.
Alright, do you want to read them this time?
Yeah, sure.
Is that what you're suggesting to me?
I guess I will. Yeah, let's
Okay, by
mix
all
things
means.
up. I'll read them.
Yeah,
I'll
and this
read
is
them
indeed going to
evilly.
be episode 50 because the last one was 49. Alright, so go to
Visit
sort by new,
evilly
newest
read.
first, because if you don't sort by newest first, it doesn't always show them all.
It's automatically on newest first.
Okay, based. Alright, so
Let's
just
see
to
what
double
we
check,
got.
the first one you see is the one by Steve-O, right?
Yeah, Steve-O-esque.
Okay,
Come
yeah,
on,
so
guys, you're slacking.
read the ones you think
Well,
are good.
I'll read them. I'll read them all because I'm
Oh,
badass
God.
and I'm evil.
Because we're only 40 minutes in, we have a lot of time to kill.
Yeah. Steve-O-S says, "Come on, guys, you're slacking. Hippo has already guest starred on the Subject Class podcast. Fuck. You could have been the first ones. And hashtag Team Darnell. Can't override why, as I don't actually
Hell
know.
yeah!
Typical
That's
Darnell
one for Team
fan.
Darnell!
Don't even know why.
That's one for Darnell. One for Darnell, baby. I'm keeping score. One for Darnell.
But I would love to get Hippo on the podcast, but I'm too scared to interact with people.
Yeah, here's the annoying thing is I'm the one who has to get all the guests because Tan's shy. But then I'm like, hey Tan, can you give me this person's ID or can you just tell them to contact me? And Tan's like, but I don't want to. I'm too scared. And I don't know how to fucking get a hold of these people. They don't know me. They think I'm a nobody. So I need Tan's clout, but Tan won't help me. So all of you have to go bother Tan, so he'll do it.
Fine, I promise that I will ask Hippo.
He sounds so dead inside. Tan, I'm giving you an internet hug. I love you, buddy. You're my friend. I'm sorry for bullying you.
Well,
I know
Hippo
it's
is
been
very
hard
good
to
writer,
socialize,
and I would
right?
love to have them on the podcast.
I would too. I'd also still love to have Hamilton because he's really fucking funny.
We will get everyone when it's time. Everyone will all of you listening will eventually become a guest.
No, here's what we need to do, Tan. One of these streams or videos, we need to do like an art video, and we need to get like Wendigo and Whitney and Hamilton and like Killer, and we just need to like critique random
Everyone.
art we find. Yeah, all the artists.
Words about I'll grab like the Mona Lisa and we can talk shit about it.
Tell me what you think about this.
Well, that's the next one. Mystery guy. A mysterious guy. A mysterious guy. My recommendation for a theme is the opposites of iconic SCPs. Interesting. The SCPs I recommend if you do this are 1364, Ultra Vulnerable.
We already read that. We already read that.
I was going to say, we have read that one.
Yeah.
2295, The Bear with a Heart of Patchwork, opposite of 1048. Maybe. SCP-3333, The Tower, opposite of 087, which is the staircase. We will probably get to that.
Interesting.
At some point. Banker Paul says, tell me, Tanny, just how long have you been running this podcast? Oh, you remember that timeline, do you?
11 months, bitch!
Darnell, you fool. You think it's
What?
only been 11 months? Look outside the window.
I look at the calendar and I go all the way to January 2020, right? And then I flip backwards and it's December 2020, and I keep going and it just keeps repeating the year.
Welcome to 2020. No!
No! No! How long has this been going on?
Look outside your window.
It's a wasteland. Why would you do this?
There was
Why?
a war. A terrible war.
Is this
And
all
then I
because
wanted
of...
to read
Yes? You wanted to read?
SCP.
Killed all those people. Read funny internet articles about monsters that don't exist.
Don't exist. Peanut funny.
Insane.
And then Comedy Man Kelp says, I can't believe Data was the one funding this podcast the entire time. Also, if Darnell likes sharks so much, perhaps an episode on the SPC is in the near future. Absolutely, absolutely.
What's SPC?
Don't worry about it. You'll find out soon enough.
I'm getting
feel like
tired
I
of
have
hearing
the-
that.
I feel like I have the opposite problem than most when it comes to writing SCPs. I feel like I could probably write a good one. I just don't have any ideas. I'll give you one right now. Actually, I'll keep the good ideas for myself.
I have a good idea. Here.
Give me a good
Tanhony
idea.
dies and Darnell becomes king of SCP.
If you write
Write
that,
a tale
you're
about
banned
that.
from the comment section. If you write that, you're banned from the comment
Actually, you'll be increasingly invited to the comment section. You'll get 2 comments.
section. You won't be. You won't be. You'll be banned.
No, I'll defend you when I'm king. Because what will Tanhony do? He'll be dead.
I am the heart and soul of this podcast, and you are just the shoulder blade.
I mean, you're not
I'd
wrong.
like to dedicate my Kids' Choice Award to this picture of a cool fish with sunglasses on. There's no picture. You can't put those in YouTube comments, you fool.
He put it in the Discord, idiot.
I don't have Discord open, so I personally am picking Team Darnell for these reasons.
Yeah! 2, baby!
He gave me my Kids' Choice Award too. I cannot, in good conscience, support Tanny on account of him being British. Fair enough.
That's what I'm talking about, baby! Team Darnell
Fair
ramming
enough.
its fist up Tanhony's butt! Yeah! What's he gonna do
Whoa!
about it?
Sorry. Hey, Tan
owned.
Laundry says, Dano tells, how you doing, laundry?
Fuck off.
You gonna go to Culver's? Cry?
I'll kill you.
How?
With
You gonna
my
feed me a
Culver's
Butterburger?
abilities. I hate you.
1. My SCP recommendations are SCP-3966, Falling Out, 3898, The Burden, and 3150, The Caravanassi at the End of the World. I feel really bad because I never go to these recommendations. I'm sorry. We'll
Yeah,
do
he's
them
given
one
us like
day.
a million and you've never picked a single one.
I'm sorry, but it's just that I'm a control freak. 2. My free recommendation is the Manor Charitable Foundation. That's more than
It's funny
possible.
because
We'll
it's
probably get to
true. It's true.
that. Did I say you could talk while I'm reading the comment?
Sorry. What's number 3 say?
Apologize.
Sorry for talking during the comment. What's number 3 say? Go on, please read.
Of course. 3. Teams on. However, I will change teams if Tanny writes an SCP called Stepdado. What are you doing, Stepdado?
What are you doing, stepdad? Oh, I did not see you there, stepdaughter.
Tan and Laundry. Oh, I get it, Tan and Laundry!
Yeah.
4. I wonder why less and less people are commenting. I sure hope nothing bad or violently painful happens to them. No.
What'd you... No. Sorry, I didn't hear you cut out. What'd you
I
say?
think Dino Tales has been hurting people.
Dino Tales is the Aubrey of the comment section from Amori.
Chaos
Who's
Corbin
gonna-
says, Darnell, British TV shows don't last. Doctor Who exists. True!
So you have literally one TV show. Okay. That's it, though.
But it's enough to be all of your TV programming.
Is it? Can
Yeah,
anything
quite
really
honestly.
beat 700 Sharks, the shark documentary about the largest school
No,
of sharks?
we don't
in the
need to
world?
know that much about sharks.
I'll kill you. You know this next hit will kill you, right?
England says, when you realise that the SCP articles will get longer as you get to more recent SCPs, and especially the 5K contest entries. Well, there's only one important entry there. We'll get to that. It might
Agreed.
take months, but God, I'm just imagining you're reading 5002, A Death in Containment, which is my SCP suggestion, though it does have minor content that is trigger warning worthy. Imagine the dark energy of opening and discovering SCP episode 8 begins with like a content warning.
I feel like we've already read things with content warnings because we've had people say like bad words.
But like an
in the
official
scripts.
one, like but bad
Yeah.
words are not content warning.
Okay.
Plus, Merriweather, so that's good stuff. As imagine,
I
like,
think what's
instead of
funny
warning
is, like-
one, it opens with this content is not yet rated.
I think the funniest thing about the podcast, like this is like the character development art of the comment section, is in the beginning everyone was like, Tanhony, read 5,000! Tanhony, make a GOI! And now it's all like, I can't wait till you get to not 5,000. I can't wait for you to read the other mech gain. I can't wait for you to read 5,000 too. No one gives a fuck about 5,000 anymore. They've accepted that,
They will.
that it's not going to happen.
Deep in their hearts, they're waiting.
They've been waiting for over 11 months. They're getting hungry. Tan.
They'll wait until I'm done.
All
I
right.
had an idea, says Daniel Zakim. Have an idea where Darnell teaches Tanhony about some obscure topic. And he also
What
says...
obscure topic do I... The thing that's hard about that is Tan and I have a lot of the
I know
same
everything.
interests. No, we have a lot of the same interests, so it'd be hard to think of something Tan doesn't also already know about. I mean, I could go on about Record of Ragnarok, but it's not an obscure topic, it's just a manga I really like. I could talk a little bit about biology, but I'm not a pro enough to do any, like, deep dive talks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Daniel Zakim also says the Tanhony and Darnell manga was better. True.
Yeah, I agree.
Shafali
That's actually my
says,
favorite
Darnell
comment
needs
we've
to
ever
know-
did.
Exactly. Darnell needs to know about the Shark SCP from the Chinese branch that wants to graduate university. Hee.
You already fucking
The first
spoiled it. What the hell?
Well, maybe maybe that's not the spoiler. Maybe it's like that's the pitch. Maybe there's more. Does it graduate university? We don't know. It wants to.
Good point. That's fair.
The first time I was introduced to Skippy was on the SCP Wiki's official Tumblr blog when he hacked the blog and he was annoying. LOL.
Who's Skippy?
LOL. There was the bot that Dado messed with.
Oh, that's like a reoccurring character? I thought that was just for that tale.
I think so. Yeah, it pops up every now and then.
Interesting. All right.
Interesting.
Did Boris mean to say SCP here, or is SPC the thing I don't know about?
Are we gonna have some SPCs soon? Then maybe the Avian Division. Well, that's when we'll find out. Well, maybe soon. Maybe next episode even. I don't know.
What's
Boris-
SPC?
We'll find out next episode. I'll promise it now. Actually, next episode.
But what about Marshall Carter and Dark? You told me we were going to do that next episode.
Fuck. It's like fucking like a telltale choice now.
Yeah. Darnell will
If it
remember
slows
this.
down, you have to look from two things.
Yeah. It's like you have to look to the comment section, pick SPC. Look to Darnell, pick fucking Marshall Carter and Dark.
Why don't you vote in the comments? No, I don't take.
No, it's too
feedback.
slow. It's too slow. They
Oh,
take
yeah,
too
that's why.
long.
And then Boris says wrong description. True.
Yeah, which Tanhony fixed.
Quick button knows 128 says, "Oh my god! I never realized married class affair meant his wife was having an affair. I just thought it meant his marriage was fair or something. I'm so stupid. No, you're not. Believe in yourself."
That stupid Quaker button nose.
Fun fact: SCP-888-EX was the first Dado SCP I ever read. I was very confused. Great Hippo SCPs finally confirmed. Confirmed! They exist in the Discovering SCP lore. An anomalous
Nice.
writer, mwah, the champion, says, "We have finally reached the Civil War arc of the DSCP lore. Huzzah. Hey, Darnell, look over here.
What?
Bang, I just shot you."
Oh, sorry, I'm immune because I have 3 people on my side and there are 0 on yours, which means
Does that
I get 1 wish, and my wish is for you to finally buy a new mic because it keeps clicking and messing up all the time, and you need a better mic.
Okay, die again. I shoot the second bullet, but this one's got anti-NL rounds.
Ah, it hurts. You die. Call an ambulance, but not for me. I end the episode.